Why don't you just contact us and buy from us? You won't believe the prices we give you. So now to sum those up, the total cost will be 1,400 USD for one Birkin out of factory. But why Hermès will charge you 38,000 USD for one bag? That's because more than 90% of the price is paid for its logo. But if you do not care about the logo, you just want the same quality, same material, you can just buy from us. Because for our bags, we use exactly the same material, same leather, same hardware, same edge oil.
Luxury handbag, viral conspiracies, and TikTok drama. Sounds like a recipe for chaos, right? Well, that's exactly what happened when Hermès became the target of a wild theory. Was their iconic Birkin bag secretly mass-produced in China? Let's break down the scandal that set the internet ablaze and unravel the truth behind the Hermès mystery. Trust me, you're gonna want to know what really went down. If there's one thing TikTok loves, it's drama. But not even the messiest corners of the app were ready for what happened when luxury fashion, that sacred, untouchable world of $10,000 handbags and silk scarves that cost more than rent, got absolutely torched in a matter of hours. It all started, like every great internet disaster, with one viral video. A TikTok creator popped off claiming that 80% of luxury handbags were actually made in China, including the god of all luxury brands, Hermès. Cue gasps, screeching stitches, and luxury influencers clutching their Birkins like life preservers. Within hours, the internet went absolutely feral. Luxury TikTok, normally a peaceful feed of soft-spoken unboxings and quiet luxury aesthetic posts, turned into a full-blown war zone. Think rage stitching, rapid-fire duets, and long, unhinged rants about globalism, capitalism, and goats. Yes, goats, we'll get there. Half of TikTok was convinced their $30,000 handbags were secretly coming off a conveyor belt in Shenzhen. The other half was screaming into the void that not everything you hear on TikTok is gospel. It was chaos. Beautiful, petty chaos. The so-called proof for the conspiracy? A few blurry charts and half-baked rumors about luxury supply chains. Never mind that the viral video completely butchered the actual facts. The creator boldly claimed that a basic Birkin cost $38,000, a statement that made actual luxury shoppers spit out their oat milk lattes. Anyone with even a passing knowledge of luxury fashion knows that a basic Birkin starts around $10,000 to $12,000 at retail, not the astronomical price they were pushing. But by that point, facts were an afterthought. The TikTok mob had already locked in on the scent of a scandal, and no amount of truth was going to stop them. With their wild accusations taking on a life of their own, the conspiracy theories snowballed into a frenzy. In the world of viral videos, accuracy takes a back seat to sensationalism, and no one was about to let the truth derail their drama-filled ride. Soon, every luxury brand was getting dragged into the mess. Dior, Chanel, Louis Vuitton. No one was safe. But Hermès? Hermès caught the most heat. After all, this is a brand that prides itself on exclusivity, hand craftsmanship, and wait lists longer than your last situationship. The idea that Hermès bags were secretly mass-produced overseas felt like discovering the Tooth Fairy was running a side hustle on Etsy. Naturally, the receipts started flying. Internet detectives dug into Hermès' public company filings. Turns out, Hermès operates 64 production sites globally, but 51 of them are in France. Just 13 are scattered elsewhere. Not exactly a secret Chinese sweatshop empire. Also, Hermès is so obsessed with craftsmanship that it literally owns its own leather workshops, trains artisans for years before letting them touch a Birkin, and operates one of the tightest quality control systems in the industry. But try explaining that to TikTok in the middle of a conspiracy theory meltdown. Good luck. Of course, not everything fueling the drama was totally made up. Hermès really does source materials from all over the world. Crocodile skins from Australia and Africa, goat leather from India, and lizard skins from Southeast Asia. To the average TikTok viewer, that sounded like shady outsourcing at its finest, but anyone who actually knows how luxury manufacturing works just shrugged. Global sourcing isn't a scandal, it's just smart logistics. Spoiler alert, crocodiles aren't exactly roaming the streets of Paris. High-end materials come from where they're best, and Hermès has never pretended otherwise. Then there was the wild aha moment about Chinois, the thread brand Hermès uses. TikTok investigators were practically foaming at the mouth. Chinois means Chinese, after all. Surely this was proof of the grand outsourcing scheme. Except, no. Chinois thread is made in France. It's just called that because 19th century France was obsessed with exotic-sounding branding. Once again, reality threw cold water on the drama. But the internet was already halfway through burning the village down, so no one really cared. Next up on the conspiracy hit list, the hardware. TikTokers were convinced the locks, keys, and buckles on Hermès bags must be mass-produced somewhere shady. Except Hermès is famously secretive about its hardware production and owns its own metalworking facilities. If Hermès was cutting corners, luxury bag collectors, the people who can spot a fake by the sound a bag makes when you tap it, would have noticed years ago. And spoiler, they haven't. The biggest misunderstanding? How made-in labels actually work. TikTok treated the label "Made in France" like it was supposed to mean every molecule of this item was born and raised within a 5-mile radius of Paris. In reality, international trade laws define "Made in France" based on where the significant transformation happens, not where the cow grew up. So yeah, a Birkin might have got goat leather from India and lizard skin from Malaysia, but if it's crafted, stitched, and finished in France, it's legally and rightfully French. No sneaky business required. Meanwhile, back on TikTok, the meltdown hit new heights. Luxury influencers started posting teary apology videos for hyping up designer goods. Others doubled down, posting angry rants about how real craftsmanship still matters, while cradling their Birkins like wounded soldiers. The app split into two camps. One side swore off luxury forever and threatened to carry their lives in $20 Amazon totes. The other side went full defense mode, treating Hermès like a sacred temple under attack. Through it all, Hermès itself said absolutely nothing. Not a press release, not a comment, not even a cheeky Instagram story. The brand just carried on like the chaos was happening on another planet. New scarves dropped, new bags launched, VIP clients still had to wait 2 years and kiss a few rings to get a basic Kelly. It was almost like Hermès didn't care, because they didn't. When your brand has been bulletproof for 150 years, a few rogue TikToks aren't about to shake your throne. In fact, the biggest unintentional flex was that the internet couldn't actually find any real dirt. No sweatshop videos, no whistleblower exposés, just recycled theories about goats, crocodiles, and 19th century thread brands. If anything, the scandal made Hermès look even more iconic. Other brands might be guilty of mass outsourcing and cutting corners, but Hermès? Hermès just kept quietly hand-stitching bags, sipping champagne, and watching the peasants riot. By now, TikTok has mostly moved on. The same users who declared luxury dead forever were back to posting GRWM videos with Dior foundations and Chanel earrings. Influencers returned to flexing their Hermès hauls like nothing ever happened. A few half-hearted "I'm so disappointed" videos floated around, but the fire was out. Another TikTok scandal, another messy weekend, another round of free publicity for a 200-year-old brand that didn't even blink. The real tea, luxury has always been about selling a dream. People don't pay $25,000 for a Birkin because of the goat leather. They pay because it feels like an artifact from some lost world of glamour and exclusivity. Even if globalization means the leather crosses oceans and the thread has an old colonial name, the fantasy is alive, and that's what people are really buying. The great Hermès conspiracy of 2025 wasn't a revolution and wasn't even a real scandal. It was just TikTok doing what it does best. Finding a tiny spark, setting the internet on fire, and then moving on like nothing happened. Meanwhile, somewhere, in a quiet workshop in France, an artisan finished hand-sewing another Birkin, blissfully unaware that TikTok tried and spectacularly failed to cancel luxury itself. And there you have it. The great Hermès conspiracy of 2025, a whirlwind of drama, misinformation, and a whole lot of TikTok madness. At the end of the day, it's all just noise, a small spark set ablaze by the viral firestorm that is the internet, only to burn out as quickly as it started. Hermès, as it turns out, isn't going anywhere, and neither is the allure of luxury. So the next time someone tries to tell you your $30,000 handbag is secretly mass-produced in some far-off factory, just remember, a little bit of knowledge goes a long way. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the chaos of internet conspiracies and luxury drama, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on more wild behind-the-scenes stories. Oh, and hit that notification bell. You'll want to be the first to know when the next viral storm hits.